Halito, greetings to you all. I am the Copper Shaman, Phoenix Nadi. I just wanted to make sure I posted a video today that spoke about the energy of tonight. This is All Hallows Eve, right? We have Halloween tomorrow night, and there's some wonderful energies that are going about right now, and so we want to kind of tap into them and get an understanding of what may be in the atmosphere right now, what we may be experiencing at this moment. This is my favorite time of the year. This is my season. I'm a Scorpio for one, and this is the time of year where I feel most empowered, and I feel more connected. I feel like I can tap in a much deeper on so many different levels, you know. But you know, Scorpio energy kind of deals with what they would call the dark side, right? I consider myself a gatekeeper, being that I'm able to, you know, access that realm, tap in and gain clarity or guidance, I should say, from the ancestors and all. So, with all of that being said, I have blessed and cleansed all of my cards that I have in front of me. And so I'm going to pull, first and foremost, a Reiki healing card. I'm going to pull that one because we want to, you know, find out what's meant for us, right? On a spiritual level, on an energetic level, what taps into our soul, right? Into our life's purpose and into our, you know, sacred energy field and things like that. Oh, we got a couple cards here. And so we're going to discuss these. Understanding, okay? Understanding is a very important thing that we need to make sure that we tap into and that we have. And then we also have transform negative emotions. And so tonight is one of those nights where you want to gain understanding about your emotions and about the things that you're dealing with so that you can gain understanding. So let's read what these cards say. It says you can find healthier and safer ways of expressing the frustration that usually lies behind anger by turning the emotions into creativity, going for a brisk walk, or doing that very old-fashioned thing, counting to 10 before you speak. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, or what is it? What the heck is bothering me? How does he say, you guys? Remember, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. What the heck is bothering me, right? We need to gain a moment to be able to reflect, accept, for one, those emotions that you're dealing with, right? Accept that you're dealing with them, that you have them right now, right? Accept that they have come, and that there is something that is going on that needs understanding, right? So we go through things for a reason. We deal with certain situations for a reason, and we get the response, which is our emotions, right? We get this response to what it is that we're dealing with, and to that thing that we're maybe frustrated about, or maybe excited and happy about it, right? So you want to make sure that you put it in its place. Understanding your feelings and your emotions help you to analyze and reflect upon the things that are meant and needed for you. So say, for instance, a scenario that your day didn't go so well. You went to work and you're just not happy. It just didn't flow the way you wanted to. You didn't make clients happy or something like that. And so now you're in a place where you feel like you may not have been adequate, you know, for that day. You may not have been focused, right? You may not have been present in what was going on for that day. And so now you're feeling frustrated. You're feeling a little overwhelmed, but then you're also feeling like you didn't accomplish the things that you wanted to accomplish. Well, now you have to understand why. Okay, so maybe something transpired. Maybe there was some thoughts that you were thinking earlier that day before you went into work, and you had to push that aside. You know, most of the times when you don't deal with your emotions, your feelings, or your thoughts, even if they're, you know, positive, negative, whatever the case they may be, it's going to weigh on you throughout the day because you did not handle and deal with that energy in that moment. You have to remember, energy never dies. It just transfers, right? It moves to the next location or to the next situation. So it carried over into your work day, and it became the forefront of your day because it had not been dealt with. It had not been addressed. So gaining understanding of your emotional state, what you're dealing with, what's going on with you and your psyche, those thoughts that keep coming in, recognize them. Go ahead. It's okay. Listen, man, I'm really not feeling today. This, that, and the other happened, and I can't seem to shake it. You have identified what it is now. So now that you have identified and you allowed yourself to feel it, you allowed yourself to, all right, this is what's going on, this is what's wrong. It is up to you to make the decision whether or not you want to continue in that energy, if you want to transmute it into something else. All right, so that happens when you gain your understanding. So this says, if you change your reaction by perhaps being more understanding of the other person's position because you realize their perception of it is different from yours, or feeling less threatened by someone's actions, by developing more self-confidence and greater self-esteem, or simply by listening to his or her explanation, rather than instantly sounding off, then you'll get a whole new set of reactions from the people around you. Same instance when you're dealing with your own energy, your own thoughts, right? Your mind has put you in a place now where you're not feeling very comfortable and at ease. So for me, the way I like to deal with this is I like to take my deep breaths. Breathing will change the atmosphere. And I know it seems like the simplest thing in the world, but our breath is cleansing. Remember that the breath that is within us, the breath that is within us is that of our source, our creator, whatever it is that you hold in that esteem. That is where it comes from. And I'm a Reiki master and teacher, and so I firmly believe in universal life force energy, the jewel, the soul that we have within us. So we need to breathe so we can tap into that energy, that frequency of supreme being, right? Because it is within us, because we are a part of it, right? We breathe that same prana, that same air, right? We come from that same essence. So therefore, we want to be able to make sure that we can tap into it to help us change our circumstances and our situations, to put us on a better, much higher frequency and vibration, right? So you want to take a moment to just simply breathe. And sometimes you have to speak it and say it to yourself. I'm going to breathe in all of this negative energy, all of this energy that has me in a funk, that has put me in a place where I'm just not feeling what's going on, where I'm frustrated, where I'm overwhelmed. I just want to breathe it in real quick and let that shit go. And let it out, let it out, let it out. Do it with me again. Come on, let's breathe it all in and release that shit. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Free yourself of the negativity. Free yourself from feeling frustrated, because you have the power to release it and let it go if you so choose. And that's the thing there. We have to be able to look deep within ourselves and see what's going on, what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Get some mirror talk in. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, then who can you be honest with? You can't be honest with nobody if you can't be honest with yourself. So I am suggesting here that you take a moment to reflect upon yourself. One of the techniques, and I just mentioned it, is mirror talk that I like to do. And I like to do mirror talk straight out of the shower. Straight out of the shower in the morning, I stand in that mirror. Bold butt booty naked, because I am in my purest form. And I can't hide from myself in that moment. And that's the thing. You do not want to hide from yourself. You want to be honest with yourself. 100% authentic and real. So that you can do the proper, what they call shadow work, and heal. Heal from the inside out. Healing is not just something you do once, not something you do twice. It's not something that you just do when you feel like you need to. This is something that you're going to have to focus on a daily basis. Because each day we are faced with trials and tribulations. Each day we are faced with lessons and things that we need to learn, things that we need to take with us to gain some knowledge and wisdom, so that we can begin to get into a place where we can transcend this existence, ascend unto something totally, totally different and magnificent and wonderful. And while we sit here and we look at ascension as, you know, being something that's beautiful and magnificent, while it really is, there is still things to learn, as we are forever going to be students as we begin to evolve and ascend into different phases and paradigms in life. All right, I have another deck that I want to pull from, and this is a very small deck. This one, I love this deck. It's by an artist, and I shared it with you guys on a video prior to this one, Enlightenment After Self-War. Okay, good one, because this deck makes you look at yourself. I don't know if it has information. Yes, it does. So here, if you want to get this deck to help yourself out, by all means get it. That's the information right there. All right, get it. I would suggest it, because it's very personal. It's very personal. So I'm going to cut the deck, and I'm going to pull the card that is on the bottom. And it is keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. We must always, and I'm going to let you guys meditate on the imagery here. It's a very beautiful card as I turn to the page so we can read its interpretation for you. But yes, so keep your heart open. So when we're dealing with self-mastery, when we're dealing with the self and shadow work, and making sure that we are in a place where we are accepting our feelings and our emotions, right? We're in a place where we are beginning to understand where they stem from and where they come from, right? We're in a place now where we can fully understand the happenings and the reasons why, right? So you want to be able to keep your heart open so that you can receive. That is the thing. That is the big thing here. Sometimes we close ourselves out. And so the things that are meant for us will pass us by because we're not receptive to it. We're not allowing ourselves to be magnets, right? We're not allowing resonance to take place, to put us in that place where we can begin to receive the things that are meant for us. But even in relationships, you know, we have to be able to keep ourselves open, keep our hearts open so that we can understand the viewpoints and the perception of our loved ones, right? Not only them, but ourselves, right? If we don't understand the individuals that we deal with on a daily basis, then there's going to be a lot of confusion, right? So let me go ahead and read this to you all. So it says, he could captivate crowds of people with his stories. He could ignite a thunder of laughter from the gods. He offered, let me move this out the way so I can see it. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, he offered resting places of safety to friends who needed a home. He dreamt of spaces where community could come together to create their own magic. He brought his dreams into reality with his leadership and one-of-a-kind persuasion. He had many talents, gifted in performance and theater, brotherhood and natural magnetism. He was a joker, walking on the edge of danger in the midst of laughter. He never failed to surprise people. You may catch him playing a beautiful piano, tuned without reading music or spinning fire on sticks. The fire reflected in his eyes, a delicate mixture of confidence and innocence. With all of the wonders this young man was made, there was one thing he had trouble doing, and that was opening his heart. Vulnerability was shut away deep inside of him, and falling in love was a foreign song he didn't know how to sing. It is time to open your heart to all the things you have shut out. This is not something that happens overnight, but with gradual practice, you have hid a part of yourself away in. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. You have hid yourself away in darkness for so long. Let it set you free. Bring it into the light. This may feel overwhelming, fearful, and even foreign, as if trying to speak a language you have never known. Take on this task carefully, slowly, and gracefully. Bring yourself to a healthy and supportive environment in order to do this, or you may be discouraged if shunned away. Ask your community for support if you feel called to do so, or get professional help in something that you need healing from. Open the doors now. You will be glad you did. Revelations will begin to come to you when you do so. And it is safe to act on them from this newfound inspiration. All right? So, dealing with this energy that we are in, All Hallows Eve, we're dealing with our ancestors, we're dealing with the ancient ones, that return at this time to give us a little knowledge, a little wisdom, give us a little more understanding about what's going on in our lives, right? Give us some guidance and some direction. And we want to be open to that as well. We want to be open to the many possibilities that are going on in life. We are many, many, many things. And in being many, many things, that means that there are many, many different avenues where different energy, and I speak in energy all the time because all things are energy. There's different energies that may come to you that have a significant purpose, reason for why it is there and why it has come. Okay, so even though we have people around us who, are sweet and kind, and then we have those who are not very understanding, we have those who are a little condescending, or those who just don't want to take the time to understand you and who you are. Be open to the fact that these happenings, these things that come to you are just challenges to make you better. Okay, they're challenges to put you on a path of self-discovery. That's the big thing, self-discovery. And so you want to be able to tap into the energies that are, and I can't say this enough, that are meant for you. This day gives us an opportunity to go back. It gives us an opportunity to go back, check some things, see if these are actually what's meant for us and what's supposed to aid us on our journey, right? There are so many different avenues and so many different paths that you can go down on your journey. Doesn't mean that you're making, a mistake. It means that you are accepting a challenge and you're putting yourself in a position to learn. And that's really what life is. This is a school. Like, we're walking in a classroom each and every day, learning new things that we can apply to ourselves, to better ourselves, to build ourselves up on our journeys. So with that card, keeping your heart open, staying optimistic about things that come around in life, and at the same time looking at every situation through the eyes and energy, vibration, a frequency of love. Okay, it puts you in a mindset where you can be a little optimistic about what has happened. Well, okay, maybe I need to look on the brighter side. And to be honest with you, when you do that in a situation, you decide to look on the brighter side instead of dwelling upon the negative, it just puts you in a so much better headspace. Like, for me, I work 8-hour shifts. I'm sorry, I wish. I work 12-hour shifts. I don't know why I say 8-hour shifts. It's 8 to 8. And sometimes I don't want to do it. I don't want to be there. I don't want to deal with these people. I just want to be to myself. I just want to be in my head a little bit. Or I just want to, you know, flip some cards and gain some understanding and clarity, work on some jewelry, do some reading, something. You know, I just want to do something other than what's happening right now. Well, I have to remember to look on the bright side, to see the bigger picture. I have 4 children, and working this job gives me the opportunity to do some wonderful, amazing, and great things for my children. And that's how I have to look at it. It gives me joy after that moment, because it's like, you know what? I'm going to go get my babies this, and I'm going to get my babies that. I'm going to go cook my babies this type of meal. I'm going to do this, do that, and the other. And in doing that, you know, looking at every situation with the frequency of love, it takes you out of negativity. It takes you out of fear. It takes you out of feeling frustrated and overwhelmed, because now the purpose has changed. The purpose has become something that is so meaningful that you don't have time, space, and room to dwell upon the negative. You got to snap out of it real quick so that you can continue attracting the energy that you emit. So if you stay in a negative state and you're emitting that negative energy, well, you're going to pull that and attract that to you as well, because like energy connects, right? Like-minded people and all of that. It's called resonance. You have magnetism and radiation that you're dealing with here. So what you're radiating out will sometimes repel those who may be sent to come and put you on a different frequency. But because you rather dwell in that energy instead of being a little opening up that heart chakra to receive, you know, the correction, because we always get correction. It puts you in a state that you may not really want to be in. So we're going to continue going forward. I have my last deck. Yes, the last deck that I'm going to pull from today. And this is our soul's journey lesson cards here. And so you've heard me shuffle. I'm going to shuffle one more time, cut the deck, and then we're going to see what thus saith the ancestors and the universe. Okay, let's get it going here. Just need one card, universe, ancestors, those who are here with us, because I feel your presence. I give thanks for you to be here to stay. Let us get one card that gives us a lesson. We give thanks, we give thanks. And so the card is courage, y'all. Courage, 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 courage. So what I like to do with these cards also is the colors and the imagery. These are mandalas, by the way, are wonderful things to meditate on when I use these cards. So with this one, we're going to deal with the third eye and crown chakra a lot here, but then you're also kind of dealing with those lower chakras as well. You have the red here, which represents the root chakra. You have the orange as well, which represents the solar plexus chakra. And then you have the yellow here also, which represents the solar plexus chakra. And I know that a lot of times we get stuck, man. We get so stuck in fear. We get so stuck in analyzing, just maybe over analyzing, I should say, because analyzing is okay. Don't be afraid to analyze your situation. Reflect upon what's going on. Pull the lesson out of it. Pull the positive things that you need. Look at the negative and say, I'm not going to dwell in that. I know what to look for now and keep going forward. And so with the solar plexus chakra, that is our bridge between the spiritual realm and the physical realm, okay, within our vessels, within our bodies, but also as well as on the physical, it is on the spiritual as well. And so a lot of times we get stuck and we get blocked in that area, and oftentimes that looks like fear, that looks like stagnation, that looks like confusion, that looks like you're not able to see the bigger picture. You're kind of stuck at, well, where am I supposed to go and what am I supposed to do? But when you're operating in courage, when you have the courage, you can kind of elevate yourself past that solar plexus chakra into a place where you can begin to listen to your intuition. So have the courage to silence the mind, silence those negative thoughts, so that you can hear the positive thoughts and you can catch that lesson. You can catch that small, still voice inside of you that is telling you the right way to go. the direction that you need to go. Okay. And also dealing with that root chakra, that is where we sit in ego at times. And ego is okay. I know a lot of people say, oh, let go, release ego. You need ego. You need ego in this realm of existence, because ego actually pushes you and gives you the courage to step into something that you may not have before, you know. Something that you may have been fearful of. Ego is going to say, you can do that. I can do that. You must not know who I am. And you get a boost of confidence, right? A self-awareness and confidence, so that you can catapult yourself into that thing that you were so afraid of, that thing that might have been holding you back because you were so apprehensive about it. So sometimes ego can be a benefit to us. And I think that's more so if you take the time to know how to utilize your ego, learning how to listen to your ego and decipher when what area it's speaking out of, I should say. So is it speaking out of your lower self, or is it speaking out of your higher self? You know what I'm saying? Ego has its place. It really does have its place. We cannot demonize, and I'm gonna just say demonize, just use that word. You can't demonize the things that are natural to us. We are dual beings. We have positive and negative. We have up and down. We have left and right. We have cold and hot. And then there's nothing we can do about that, because that is what it is. It is a scale. And you can look at your chakras in that same way as well. So when you're dealing with certain emotions and certain situations and frequencies that you may be on, things you may be tapping into, just remember that there are different degrees on the scale of our existence and our emotions, our mental state, our emotional state, our spiritual state, our physical state. There are all different degrees upon those scales. But all in all, if you really think about it, they are all the same thing. And I'll just use love as an example. You have love and you have hate. Very, very, very strong emotions, very strong feelings, okay? Very strong energies. It just depends on how strongly you feel about these things. So you can be highly engulfed in love to where you're feeling it at its highest degree. Or it could be trickling on down to where you're not so into liking anymore and it's turning into something else. And maybe it is that you have blown up completely and now you're feeling a bit of hate or hatred. Just understand that everything has its place, its time, and its purpose when it's meant for it. So don't ever look at yourself like you're making a huge mistake because you're feeling this way. Trust me. We don't feel the way we feel for no reason at all. We feel that way because it is affecting us. Okay? So if you are feeling that, remember, you know what I'm saying? You can transform those emotions. You can transform what you were feeling, right? Right? We had, let me see. I'm trying to grab this card back. We had understanding, right? Right? Where's the other card? And we had transforming negative emotions. I don't know why I put them away. But yeah, these are the things that, we have to tap into and we have to deal with. And with that, we also still have the fact that at the same time, we have to keep our hearts open. We have to keep our hearts open. Right? Right. So with courage, it affirms this day, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And so we're going to say this again. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Transmute that negative energy. Transmute that negative energy. Turn it into something that is more beneficial to you. Transform it into something that will transform you. Change is inevitable and it's good. And when you can take the time to identify the whys, the whens and the hows, then you're able to really reflect and put things in its place where it needs to be. All right? So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, 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 wonderful night. Wonderful Hallows Eve. Wonderful Halloween tomorrow. Enjoy your family and your friends. Please enjoy just being joyful and celebratory. I am the Copper Shaman, Phoenix Nadi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Chippy Shala Shake. Until next time.